Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey by subscribing and hit that bell notification for the new uploads. Thank you so much, everybody that's been with me and embarking now. I really appreciate every single one of you. Sending much hugs to everyone. We're going to create another Christmas for different colors for different everyday use or different occasions. This beautiful doily, very, very simple to create, very fast and very economic. This is, they say it's a 4-ply, but I really think it's more like a 6-ply. That's what it seems to me. But anyway, they mark on the paper 4-ply. This is Portuguese, 80% thread, 20% fibers. I'm going to use hooked number 4.5, 4.5. So very simple. You can use in green, let's say like the one I did here. You can use green all the way around. This is just chain stitch. I did not count because everybody has a different tension on their crochet. And so depending upon the thread or yarn you're going to use, so that all plays into effect. But what I did was I just kept putting them in and kept doing my chain stitch until I got the right amount. So for that reason, I did not count how many I did, but I'm sure there's over 100 chain stitch because of the going under loop in and out of the loops. Okay, so we're going to use a pair of scissors also and a small hook for tucking in loose ends. Okay, so we're going to get started. I hope you're going to enjoy this, and eventually I think I will be making also a table runner for it. Usually I do when I do doilies, I make them into sets. So you might want to stay tuned for that. Even the last doily I did, I have the table runner that I've created already, but I did not do the tutorial on it, which I will be doing it with different colors to create another set of a different color for someone else. Okay, so we're going to get started. Thank you so much, everyone. So the first thing we want to do is create that magic circle. Just turn like that. Okay, just cross it over and then come inside and grab it to the front. Put your fingers into position so you can have your tension secure, and just do a single or a chain stitch, I should say. And I'm going to do 2 more chain stitch. So we have 3. That equals a double crochet. I'm just going to pull on a bit on here just so I can have control of this magic circle. Inside of here, I'm going to do 11 double crochets with a chain stitch, total of 12 double crochet. Okay, so continue yours, and I'll meet you at the end. Coming to the end of the 12 double crochets, I'm going to pull on my string and close up that hole in the center. I'm going to come into my 3rd chain stitch here. I'm going to grab both because I don't want it to stay an open hole. This thread is a little bit tricky to work with because there's so many, it splits. But I mean, it gives it good volume though, but it's a little bit complex to work with. Okay, so we're going to go up again. This time I'm going to do chain 2. And on the same space, we're going to do another double crochet. So 2 double crochet per space all the way around on row 2. Another thing I want to mention is if you find the videos too fast for you, just right up top, there's 3 little buttons. Click on there, slow down the video to your liking. People that have a hard time following the YouTube, if you want to take notes, put on your CC caption, which is right up top. It says CC, and you can follow and take notes and do it from there. I wanted to, and always look ahead of the video before you create anything. Mistakes can be done and we can fix them, because I usually don't add it and don't not show the mistakes. I do show the mistakes I create so you can learn how to fix them without taking rows down if it's possible to be fixed. So always look ahead of the video before creating anything, not just in my videos, but anybody else's videos for that matter. And like I said, I like to show you when there's a mistake done, how we can maneuver it. So do 2 per space, okay? 2 double crochets on each one all the way around, and then we're going to close with slip stitch on the 3rd one. Row number 3, so I've closed in on the 3rd space, slip stitch. I'm going to go up chain 2. Now for some of you can do chain 3 if you're too extremely tight. On the next one, I'm going to do 2 together. Now I've done plenty of these center motives, but different edging, so it shouldn't be surprising to a lot of you that have been following me for quite some time. You should know already this centerpiece stitch. Okay, so now I have 2 together and one there. Okay, so now we're increasing. We're going to keep increasing, and then you do 1 chain. Next space, 1 double crochet. Next space, 2 together, and it's going to be like this all the way around. Separation of 1 chain, and again next space, 1 double crochet alone. Next space, 2 together, and 1 chain. Separation. We're going to be doing this all the way until the 8th row, and then we can cut the thread because then we're changing into the red. Okay, so we're just increasing, and on the 8th row I have 2, 4, 6, there's 8 double crochets. So 1 alone, next space, 2 together, and 1 chain separation in between them. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. So we're coming to the last 2. And then 1 chain, and then we're going to close it on the 3rd space with a slip stitch. Of course, my stitch is always a little bit tight, so very simple. Now we go up chain 2 again for some of you, chain 3 if it's too tight. So on the next one, we're going to do another double crochet. We're going to keep increasing and only adding 2 double crochets on the last one. Okay, so on the last one here, we're going to add 1 more, so it's 2 on the last double crochet. So now we have an increase. So we started with 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and then 5, then 6, and 7 until we get to the 8th row. 1 chain separation, and again. So we're on the last one here. We put 2 together, okay, with 1 chain separation between them. So we're going to do that all the way to the 8th. So on your 8th row, you're supposed to have 8 double crochet, always adding 2 on the last double crochet. We're increasing all the way up. I'll meet you at the 8th row. Cut your thread if you're changing colors, and we're going into the red. Okay, so I finished doing my 8 rows, and of course I end up with 8 double crochets because we always add 2 on the same space on the last one. Okay, now I know I shouldn't be using this small because it's very, very small. It pokes through all the threads, but it's just a bad habit of mine using this hook to get my thread through the space here in the back. And for the people that are still having a hard time doing the magic circle, you can do chain 6. Should have said that from the beginning, but sometimes I can't remember everything. It just happens that way. Now, when you do like 2, 3 of them, you can come here, you can split your thread if your thread is thick enough. If not, you can just make a knot on whatever yarn thread you're using. But I'm going to split this in half. I'm just going to pass it through 1 or 2 loops back here, and I'm just going to give it 2 knots and we're good to go. At least you're sure that this is not going to go anywhere. It's safe and secure. And normally I would pass again, but because I did a few of them already, I'm good to go. Just pull on it a bit and you're okay. So now we're going to go into the red, and it will be lying down double crochet. So very simple, and like I said, this is so fast and economical. So slip stitch knot. We don't count this never on as a chain or as a single. So we go into the center where we have the 1 chain separation, and we're going to do a single. We're going to do 1, 2, and chain 3. I'm trying to hide my thread at the same time. We're going to skip the first one, the second one. We're going into the third one with a single. So this row is going to be only about doing little loops with chain 3. Skip 1, 2 on the third one, single. 1, 2, 3 chains, skip 1, 2. You're going to end up right on the center of the space here. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to skip 1, 2 on the third one. 1, 2, and 3, and again 1, 2 on the third one, and you're going to end up again on the center of the space. 1, 2, and 3. You're going to skip 1, 2, and right into the center. So we're going to do these little loops all the way around. I'll meet you at the end. So I've done my last chain 3. I'm coming in where we have the single with a slip stitch. So I'm going into the center here of my loop with a single and 2 more chain. Inside of here, I'm going to create 2 more double crochet. So we're going to have a total of 3 double crochet. I'm coming into the next loop, single. I think I better move my black towel because when it's darker, can't see that well. 2 chains, so very simple, and 2 more. So we're going to have 3 double crochet lying down. Next space, single, 2 chain on the same space, 2 more double crochet. Next space, single. And we're going to do this all the way around. Okay, so I've come to the end, and I'm going to come in where this single is with this slip stitch. Okay, and then where we have the single and the 2 chain that went up, I'm going to come in here because we need to go to the edge up there, and I'm going in with the slip stitch all the way to the corner. Right up here, and I'm going to do a single on the last one. Okay, so I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 chain this time. I'm coming in the corner of the last one here, singles, and I'm creating loops again like we did here, so we can do the last row. 2, 3, 4 chain, coming into the corner, single, 1, 2, 3, 4 chain, and again. I'm going to do this all the way around, and then I'll come to you at the end. Okay, so I've done my last 4. Now where we started with a single, I'm going to come in and do a slip stitch. Just like that. I'm going to come inside of the loop here, do a single again, chain 2, and now this time we're going to do 4 double crochets per space here. So the chain is already 1 double crochet, 2, and 3 with the chain is 4. We're going to come in the next one and single. So we're going to do exactly the same thing on this row as we just finished doing. And if you want to go bigger, longer, then all you have to do is keep adding rows here and keep adding there and repeat the same way as we just finished doing. So we're going to do the same way all the way around with 4 double crochets. Come in the next one, single, 2 chain, for some of you 3 chain depending upon your tight stitch, and 2 more double crochet, so total of 4. And then coming into the next space and continue on. Now, and then of course you're going to come to the end. You're going to come on the slip stitch here, the single that we started. You're going to slip stitch, cut your thread, and that's it for that. Now with the metal chain there, nothing complicated. So all you have to do is, I'm going to give it a little bit space here so I can tie it at the end with the other end. So it's just chain stitch. I'm not really counting because there's not a really specific amount. It depends on the stitch that you have. And you just put it in between those loops and keep creating your chain stitch until you have enough going through the loops there. So nothing to it, very simple. And then you would just pass through and then pass through and continue doing that all the way around. So there's obviously not much to do here. Okay. Very simple. Then at the end you can just go in on your first one with a slip stitch. And then tidy up loose ends. So there's nothing really to it. Okay. So basically we just keep pulling it and then keep going over another. Just make sure that you turn them upright so they can stay straight. And then you get to the end. Like I said, once you finish doing all your chain, you'd come here on your first one with a slip stitch and make 2-3 knots and tuck in between the stitches in the back of your chain. Okay, so this does it for this tutorial. Very simple, nothing to it, and I hope you enjoy it. And thank you so much again for being part of this journey with me. Please give a thumbs up. It helps to circulate the video. And I will see you on my next tutorial. Thank you so much, everyone.